Hi people, it's Archivist here with my third and final video covering the Star Wars Battlefront beta. And in this video I wanted to show you some flying in the game. Now the thing about trying to review or give your impressions of a beta that's timed, so it's not going to be on forever, I think it's going to be gone by this Tuesday, there's a sense of urgency to try and take in as much as you can as possible, and that can be a little tricky because it means you're not fully evaluating everything. And something I certainly didn't have a chance to really play with before was the flying in the game, and that's not something I factored into my previous videos. And I have to say, I really enjoy the flying in this game. The mechanics involved when it comes to surviving in the air as opposed to surviving on the ground are so different. It's ultimately a different game. And I should also say that the flying works very well. Using my setup with the 360 control pad on the PC, you use the left stick to accelerate and decrease speed, and you use the right stick to turn around basically. And I found myself being able to maneuver very well, slowing down behind enemies, shooting them up from behind, swooping down, taking out enemies from below. Although something you do have to accept, you'll find you'll miss quite a lot when you're swooping down to take people out. Especially with the TIE Fighter, I think you'll find in this gameplay, it has this bomb ability, but I think I missed with it every single time. It was only when I used the A-Wing that I managed to take out some ground targets. But it makes you feel so powerful because you can just swoop down, shoot someone and fly off again and do it really quickly. Whereas on the ground, usually after you kill someone, you sort of expect to die very soon after that. So every time I kill someone on the ground, I have this sense of nervousness, like, oh no, I've given myself away, I've revealed where I am, so now I better run away. But when you're in the air, if you get away with killing someone, you just speed off and you reset, because you've gone to a completely different location very quickly. And if you've managed to take out all other people in the air, then you are safe for the time being. Although you can be shot from the ground, and I've been taken out from the ground. In fact, if you're too generic in the way that you approach trying to take out an ATST, the ATST will blow you up if you take a too direct approach to try and take it out. I, as a result, never took on an ATST head-on, and when I was in an ATST, I actually got lucky and managed to blow up an X-Wing. I felt very proud of that. It's a bit like in Battlefield when you take out a plane with a tank. And that is the thing. Going back to the Battlefield games, because there are obvious similarities, I never really got to grips with the flying in those games. I think I found it a little too complicated, but here it just seems very natural, very easy to get used to. When you're tailing behind an opponent, you can hold down the left trigger, which locks on loosely. It's not a total lock, but it allows you to aim much more easily. And I do appreciate that. I'm glad they didn't make it too hard, too difficult. Even an amateur like myself can just get in an X-Wing, get in an A-Wing, get in a TIE Fighter and just fly around and have some fun with it, because it really is a very enjoyable part. And it also allows you to see the entire battle from an entirely different perspective, which I really enjoyed. Seeing those trenches in particular from the sky just gives you such a different view, and as you see the stormtroopers running across the field of battle that look like ants, and then you just fire your blasters into it, even if you don't hit anyone, it just feels so satisfying to be this entity just out of reach of most people, raining down terror upon people. It's so cool, so cool. And also this moment that admittedly I didn't see in the beta, but I saw another video on it, was hilarious, where Darth Vader was deflecting some laser blasts, but then this A-Wing totally kamikazed him and he died. I definitely recommend watching that if you can find it. So that's just something I wanted to talk about right at the end. I really enjoy the flying in this game, and also on Walker Assault, if you focus on taking out the AT-ATs, it gives you much more of a fighting chance. And in my last video, which was basically just earlier today, I said that the Rebels never won, but funnily enough, I've been in 3 games since then where the Rebels have won. The game which is on here, sadly, we got so close, but they got away just in time. But I'm really starting to warm to Walker Assault now, although I still acknowledge balancing issues, I still acknowledge the problems I mentioned. Now that I've grown more to appreciate the different aspects of it, I'm starting to enjoy it more, which is a shame considering the base is almost over and I'm definitely going to get the game by this point. Unfortunately, I never got a chance to play as Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader. Even still, I've been playing it for most of today, and never once did I come across this legendary power-up that turns you into either one of them. But to be honest, it looks a little finicky. I've seen like Luke trying just swiping around people, constantly missing, and I've seen Darth Vader get shot to pieces. I think I'd prefer to be in the skies above all the danger and taking out people in dogfights than being on the ground as basically a massive target on your head saying, I'm the hero, try and take me down. But as I say, I haven't got to play it yet. I would be very eager to try it out. It might be a case of where I actually have to play an AI match just to make it happen, because I've been very unlucky. I've not played as either one of them even once yet. And I have to say this, I am very excited to try out the dedicated squadron mode where it's just X-Wings and TIE Fighters and all these different planes, these spaceships fighting each other. Very excited for that. So yes, this video was just me honestly wanting just to share with you what this game looks like from the skies, because it does look quite different. And that's it. So thank you very much for experiencing the beta with me, seeing what it has to offer, and well, you may be excited for the final product or you may be somewhat skeptical, and there are reasons to be like that. Actually, something before I do in this video, I will say survival mode, even though they have limited it to waves, so bear that in mind, has absolutely zero replay value. Like, I think it's just 6 waves on the beta, maybe more, but I think it's 6. But honestly, it's like the same thing every time. There's no dynamism in doing it. It's just the same thing, and I am like never going to do it again. Unless they manage to make it more randomized, because it's just so simple. They really need to add more things into that survival mode to make it more compelling. But there we go, and I'll rank the modes by how much I enjoyed them. So number 1 is Drop Zone Sullust. Behind it, quite closely now that I've experienced the flying, would be Walker Assault mode, and finally the somewhat lackluster survival mode, which has potential to be better, but especially in the beta, it just got boring very quickly. So, as always, people, thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.